Alto Busker over a Rockville sub. Let's check this out. What I've done is I'm coming out of my board and I'm going into the back of the sub. Now the sub here from Rockville, this is the 12S, and it has the ability to do a low pass filter. So it can basically leave the lows here and it's going to roll everything off above a certain point. Now the Busker has, and I'm going to jump in, the best way to control the Busker truthfully is the app, because when it comes to the volume, you can really set it the way you want it. There are knobs and things on the back of it, but the app gives you a little bit more functionality. Let's take a look at that. On the back, I can do the same things. The little knobs and everything are right there. I can go and set it so it's with sub, and I can go and adjust the gains of the channel coming in. But it's a little confusing from the standpoint is that the knob will just spin forever. You don't really know when you're wide open and when you're not. It's a little confusing with that. So having the app will help that tremendously. And you'll be able to see exactly when you're max and when you're not. So, and there's some EQ things you can do on the fly with the Bluetooth app. Okay, I think we're pretty much good to go. So I'm going to put some sound to this. So what I'm going to start off is I'm basically going to be taking, I've got both of them set so they're kind of at 12 o'clock when it comes to the gains for the channel on this and the channel on the sub. I've got the sub set right now, so it's probably crossing over at around 100, maybe somewhere in that range, maybe a little short of that. But we're going to adjust that once we add a little more volume. Okay, so on the sub, again, we have that variable going from 40 to 150 as the high pass or low pass filter. So what I've done is I've set it so basically it's straight up and down. So whatever that is, that's probably that 100. That seems to be where it sounds the best, because a little higher than that doesn't sound quite as good. So. So I put in a song from Donald Fagen. For those of you who have ever listened to any of his music, it's really well recorded. And I put that on here. I want to show you when I kind of had the system kind of maxed out. This is where it was decibel-wise. It bounced into that 107 range. It was actually a little bit more than I had anticipated getting out of it. Now, I could turn it up a little bit more, but it sounded like the speakers were getting fatigued at that point. So I brought it back, and that's where it was riding comfortably at that volume, which is not a bad volume considering what we're looking at here. We're looking at a box on top that's running roughly right now about $350. You're talking a sub that's around a little over $200. So for $500, we've got a battery powered and a sub that can go with it. Where could this system work for some people? I think this could be a kind of a full range for someone who's doing a very, very small event. Again, if you're doing maybe one or two events and they're small backyard type parties, this two subs and two tops could give you a great little sounding system. If you're doing some music and playing out a couple of times a year, maybe two tops and one sub is going to get you pretty close to what you would need if you're not needing to push over a large audience. If you're trying to do a 100-person wedding with this, not going to work. It's just not designed for that. Neither the sub nor the Busker is designed for a dance crowd of any size whatsoever. But in the right kind of coffee shop application, this could be something to look at. For most DJs, this would be your ceremony system. You probably wouldn't go into this type of a subwoofer, because it is kind of a once or twice a year type of a subwoofer compared to something you want to have every weekend. This would probably not fit that category. The Busker could be used as a ceremony pretty much every weekend for smaller ceremonies. If you're into larger ones, probably not going to be the greatest option for that, but it has its place. That's the important thing with this. Don't put this in the right rig for the gig. This isn't the right rig for many, many applications, but in the right situation for the right people, this could definitely be an option. We'll put links in the description below so you can go check out both the sub and the top, and to give you an idea of what they sounded like. That was kind of what the purpose of this video was today. So thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.